Hi everyone, and just like that, before you know it, it is Feedback Friday. I haven't received quite as much feedback as I would have liked, but I think there are reasons for this. I need to get a bit of material under my belt. I think I need to have a few lessons, really running maybe for a couple of weeks before there's something to say. So what I thought I would do is I might give myself some feedback. And funnily enough, often the best way to seek feedback is by doing a thinking routine. So I'm going to do one of my thinking routines, and I invite you to do this routine at home as well, and then send it to me, email it to me, or get mum or dad or whoever your adult is on Facebook and get them to message it to me, because I would love your feedback. And look, to be honest, I have had some feedback. I've had members of my family be really lovely and kind, and I've had parents of kids that I've taught say some really positive things, and friends of mine as well. So I've been really grateful for that. That's made me feel nice, and it's warmed my heart, and it's made me think, okay, I'm on the right track, just keep on going. But I also want to hear from the kids, because I want to know, is this helpful? Is there something else you'd rather me do? Just to help me guide me, I should say, a little bit. So the thinking routine I'm going to do in order to give myself some feedback is called a PMI, and I use this one in the class a lot. PMI. And if you are a kid sitting with an adult right now, tell them what PMI stands for, see if you remember. I tend to get a piece of paper and set it out like that. Now remember, with any kind of thinking routine, you can't just give an answer. You have to say what makes you say that. So always have a reason why. P stands for positive, okay? So I will actually just write that out here today, positive. And for me, I think the positives of my lessons this week have actually just been the fact that I've done them. To be able to get up each day and create new content and do something new and different. And this is unlike anything I've ever done before in my life. That's been my positive. So I'm going to say my positive is taking on a new adventure. My goodness, that pen, can you hear that pen from there? Scratchy. Taking on a new adventure is my positive. What makes me say that? Because it has pushed me out of my comfort zone. And that is often when the best things happen, when you are pushed a little bit and you're not comfortable and you're nervous and you're like, oh, can I do this? That's when the good stuff happens. So my positive is taking on a new adventure, comma, because it has pushed me out of my comfort zone. I'm pretty happy with that. M. If P stands for positive, go and have a guess what you think M stands for, just while I write this down here. If you wrote down minus, then you are exactly right. So for every kind of feedback, you want to look for positive things, but you also want to look for things that you can improve on. Not necessarily negative things, but things that could be tweaked, could be fixed, So minus, I probably have two, but I should just have one. Let's think. My minus for this week of my lessons would be is the technical side. So how long it takes me to edit and produce each video And what makes me say that? Because I feel that time, so that all that time I'm taking to do all that editing, I feel like it could be used elsewhere, because I feel that time could, ooh, that was a bit messy. Oh, I can't leave it. I've had kids like, some kids are really good at leaving mistakes. Normally I say just cross it out and move on, but because this is for a video, I want it to look a bit neat. So that's why I use the tape. Normally, teachers really like to see, this is a hot tip, kids. If you make a mistake while you're writing, don't go for the eraser. Don't worry about what it looks like. Just put a really neat line through it, because we love to see your attempts. We love to see what you were thinking when that mistake was made, and then what you did afterwards. And it's sort of, we're born with it. We always want to fix everything and make it look neat and tidy, but there's no, and you don't need to scribble it out either. Just a nice line and keep on going. And I just did the opposite, so that's a bit confusing. But again, this is because I want to present it to you. Minus how long it takes me to edit and produce each video, because I feel that time would be better spent on new lessons. In other words, I think I could be making new content, more creative stuff, rather than on the computer trying to get it all to work. And finally, PMI, positive minus, what do you think I stands for? This is my strokey beard pose. I've had a strokey beard ever since I used to teach in Brisbane. Often I'll be told by the children that I have no beard, and I'm like, yes I do, can't you see it? It's my strokey thinking beard. And then I'll get the whole class having a think along with me. Often works. Anyone? I stands for interesting. What about my week of lessons did I find interesting? Some videos have been watched a lot more than other videos. And that's pretty interesting, because I wonder if are people interested in what's being said, or is it because of what day of the week it is, or is it because they're just really busy and they only had time on Tuesday and not on Thursday? So to me, that's pretty interesting. So what did I find interesting? That some videos were watched more than others. And what makes me say that? Because I'd like to know why. I'd like to know why. Now, I know there are some kids watching these videos because I've been told by their mums and their dads. So I'd love them, if you're watching today, please do a PMI for me. Tell me what you think is positive about all this stuff, what you think is a bit of a minus, and what you find interesting. And you should end up with something like that, remembering to tell me why, what makes you say that. Okay, that's the important part. So yeah, using a visible thinking routine to help get feedback. And one of the most important things teachers do is reflect. We reflect on our lessons, we reflect on our teaching, because we want to be better and better all the time, okay? So a good teacher will always do a reflection, not every day on every lesson, because then we would just be doing it forever, but maybe at the end of a week, or at the end of a particular day, or at the end of a term, when all the staff get together, we do reflections to work out what is it that we can do differently, what worked, what didn't work, you know? And that's exactly what a PMI is. So, Feedback Friday. I'd love to hear yours. Remember, you can subscribe, like the videos, share them with your friends. I'd really appreciate that. and let me know what you're thinking so far. All right, have a lovely weekend, and I will see you next week on Monday for a new Mindful Monday. I've already started working on that video. I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, have a great weekend. Bye.